Before we begin, let me quickly tell you that I had BSSRO setback and genioplasty surgery in 2023. The surgery was a success and the total cost was around 2000 US dollars. So, was it worth it? Despite a few drawbacks, I'd say yes. And do I recommend it? Absolutely. So here's my before and after picture. As you can see, my jaw has noticeably reduced in length and was set back. I will get into more detail in the video. This is just a quick summary for people who don't want to sit through the entire video to see my results. Now let's get into the actual video. We all have parts of ourselves we wish we could change. For me, it was my legs. Precisely my jaw. Hi, I'm Helyuka, and today I'm gonna talk about my jaw surgery experience, why I did it, how it went, and whether it was worth it or not. Welcome to my story. Ever since when I was a kid, I hated looking in the mirror. Something always felt off about my face, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Every time I looked in the mirror, I thought, wow, how ugly. As I grew older, this vague sense of discomfort turned into deep insecurity. Smiling for photos felt unnatural, and I dreaded seeing myself in videos. It wasn't until I saw a video of myself, one that was taken by another person, that I realized what I truly looked like to others. Up until that moment, I had subconsciously learned how to fix my appearance. For example, whenever I took a picture or a video, I would always hide my chin with my hands, or with a filter, or with the right angle. That was how I coped with my look. But in that video, my chin was noticeably longer, slightly tilted to the right, and from the side, my face had this curved moon-like shape. And I just stared in complete disbelief, like, is this how I actually look like? Because I genuinely didn't know I looked like that. To some of you guys, you might think I'm being too dramatic, but for me, who spent years feeling uncomfortable in my own skin, it was crushing. I hated my appearance more than I could express with words. But that's not why I decided to get the surgery. I had actually come to terms with my looks, and it wasn't honestly a big deal now that I look back at it again. My appearance doesn't define my worth or lover it, but I did have another insecurity and a bigger problem that I wanted to fix no matter what. That was my teeth. I've always struggled with my teeth since childhood because I was so afraid of shots. I avoided dentists like the plague. So most of my teeth had cavities and that didn't get treated well late into adulthood. My bite was misaligned, my front teeth constantly clashed and chipped against each other, and I was missing not only two lower canine teeth from birth, but another four teeth that were removed because of cavities. So I saw an orthodontist in 2020 during COVID. They took a mold of my teeth and explained to me that I had an underbite and that I had to undergo surgery, which I didn't want. But my bite couldn't be fixed otherwise, so I didn't really have a choice but to undergo surgery. The whole process took me 4 years to complete, 3 years for braces, then surgery, then another year with braces. It was a journey, one that changed not just my face, but my confidence and my health. After 3 years of wearing braces, my teeth were finally aligned and it was time for the surgery. I didn't have to spend much time researching hospitals because only about 5 hospitals in my country performed this surgery, and I chose the most well-known one. Before booking my surgery date, I had to go through a series of medical tests like blood work, heart scans, HIV screening, and more. The tests cost around 75 US dollars, and once everything was cleared, I scheduled my surgery date. In preparation, I visited my orthodontist who made special adjustments to my braces and took a mold from my surgical splint. Once I was settled in, they started me on IV drips, shots, and antibiotics. Earlier in the morning, maybe at 5 or 6 a.m., I had another IV drip and shots and headed to the surgery room. When I woke up, everything was over. Surprisingly, I didn't feel any pain. Like, none at all. Thanks to continuous IV painkillers, I was completely numb, and the most noticeable thing was the swelling. I could barely recognize my own face. Two syringes were inserted into my jaw, draining excess blood into a container. My mouth was wired shut so tightly. For the next 3 days, I stayed in the hospital receiving painkillers every 8 hours through an IV. Despite everything, I had no real discomfort. No pain, no complications. The recovery process was surprisingly smooth, and the swelling was so bad my face felt heavy.
And with on my own and the speaker actually. Yeah, not good. I am looking forward to how this wedding will reduce and how my face will look like. Yeah, good. I look so okay. I could even play some kind of goblin or ugly character in a movie and win something. Yeah, I can't believe this is how much I can move my mouth. Alright, this is embarrassing. So this is day 4 after my surgery, and this is how I look like at the moment. The swelling is at its peak. Like, it's swollen from up here to here. Yeah, the swelling is from here up to here. And it's really bad actually. And if I take off this compress, it really weighs down. Yeah, this is how it looks like. I was hoping that the swelling would go down, and therefore, but unfortunately it didn't. The hardest part about the recovery is taking shots 4 times a day. Look at all of these medications and antibiotics I have to go through every day. IV drips. Yep, antibiotic. I hate this.
After 3 days, I was discharged. On day 4, I couldn't get up because I was so malnourished and fatigued because I had barely eaten anything for 4 days. And I finally gathered up all my strength and energy to cook for myself. I fed myself with a syringe and a straw. They were a lifesaver. For diet, since my mouth was completely shut for 3 weeks, I had to get creative with food. I didn't restrict my diet at all. If I craved something, I blended it. Pizza? Blender. Tteokbokkeumtang? Blender. Not exactly gourmet, but it worked. I ended up losing about 3 kilograms in the process. The swelling peaked on day 4, my face looking almost cartoonishly puffy. But from that point on, it gradually subsided. By week 3, I was back to work, and by week 4, 90% of the swelling was gone. Here are my process images. Looking back, the whole experience wasn't as daunting as I had expected. The hardest part wasn't the surgery or the recovery. It was waiting to see the final results.
So this is how it looks like on day 9. Yeah. I don't know. The swelling is still pretty bad, and I do see a subtle change in my jaw. It definitely feels setback. It definitely moved backwards. I am really happy with that, but as for my chin length, I don't see much of a difference. I had my jaws set back and also chin reduced by a significant amount. Or not sure.
Right. Hi guys. So, sorry for the lighting. I'm not in. I don't really have a corner to record a video, and this is my first time, so apologies for the quality. So I'm on day 21 after my jaw surgery. As you know, I had my jaws set back and also had my chin trimmed by a few centimeters, and I had my splint removed today because I had to work next week, even though the surgeon recommended that I don't remove the splint for another few weeks. I'm sorry, I have eyelashes stuck in my eyes, and also I don't know if I can explain this very well because English is not my first language, but I'll try my best. So the swelling has gone down a lot, like about 80% in 3 weeks. And this is how I look like. I already see a huge difference in my appearance, especially from my side profile. It's like before, my jaw used to like protrude and my face would look like moon shaped, like this, and that's gone, and it really improved. I still have no senses around my mouth. Here. Yeah, up to here. I lost my senses up to here, and I don't know when will they come back. There is a swelling in the upper part under my jaw, in my neckline. I don't know how to explain this, but here I still have a swelling, and here, because I used to have a really strong jawline that is completely gone, but not concerned about it. Here, from the scars of the tubes are almost healed, I guess. Oh, here, like there's this part of my skin that's like really protruding. The surgeon said it's a swelling that's gonna go down. There is no bone here because I had it trimmed, so I'm really hoping this is gonna go away in a few weeks.
And here are the results. I am 100% satisfied. The only downside of having genioplasty is that while the bone was reshaped, the muscle couldn't be trimmed along with it, so there's a tiny, almost unnoticeable hanging muscle where the bone used to be. But honestly, it doesn't bother me. Now, for the weird part. It's been 2 years since my surgery, and I still don't have a full sensation in my jaw. When I touch it, nothing. If something is dripping down my chin, no clue. But honestly, I don't care. It's such a small trade off for how much the surgery has changed my life. Yeah, the difference in my appearance is night and day, and more importantly, I feel confident. I finally feel confident. So I do recommend jaw surgery. So, do I recommend jaw surgery? Absolutely. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment about how I should film my next video, because this is my first time ever attempting to film a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, and in my next video, I'll be sharing my acne healing journey, so stay tuned.